everyone. Welcome to our broadcast with a twist on tonight's game. It'll count towards the NBA Cup. This is Kevin Harlan. I'll be joined by Greg Anthony, Tim Legler, and we'll be hearing from our reporter, Allie LaForce, on the sidelines as well. Let's see some of the numbers here for Peyton Pritchard.
In the last 5 games, you can see the trend upwards for effective field goal percentage. And it shows you how confident he's playing right now.
And a look at the starters for the Pistons. Harris steps in at the 4 with Duren at the center spot. Karis LeVert is out there with Cade Cunningham. And it's Crowder in at the small forward. And for the Celtics, Pritchard and White are their guards. On the block, it's Tatum with Cada. And it's Hauser in at the small forward. So great to be here on the day before Thanksgiving, whetting our appetites with some NBA basketball, Greg. It gets no better than this.
I'll tell you, these teams seem to be really hungry, right? Guys love winning the holiday games. It just makes victory and that turkey tomorrow taste a little bit sweeter.
And here's White. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Goes to the reverse layup and traps it in.
And drawing first blood, you know coach likes that momentum out of the gate.
And that begins what should be.
Cunningham and Crowder slams it in.
And credit the screen for giving him the space he needed to get to the rim.
For sure, GA allows him to come in with the sledgehammer.
Yeah, it's the power of the two-man game. After all these years, it's still the most difficult set to defend.
Here in the first, a little over a minute played so far. Harris misses. Now, let's take a minute to talk to Allie LaForce courtside. Allie.
I caught up with Coach Joe Mazzulla. Much of our discussion centered around Cade Cunningham. He said that's their catalyst. They look to him to control the pace, to read the defense, and to make the right basketball play, which he usually does. He is very tough to neutralize. Back to you, Kevin.
Okay, Allie, thank you.
And that is playing big down in the paint. Durant focused and flushing it home.
Outside, White. Harris against Tatum. LeVert grabs the miss. The Pistons have gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. Cunningham outside. Duren with a screen on Tatum. Inside. And Duren slams it in.
And credit Harris for creating that high percentage look, scanning the floor and finding the best option.
Crowder with the steal. Over in the corner, Cunningham. Offensive rebound. Here's Duren. And Duren slams it in.
And this team really counts on Duren for exactly that. Securing, misses, and then immediately taking it back up.
And now we're being joined by our 2K insider, Shams Charania, who's calling in with a good story. Shams, what do you have?
Thanks. Well, the Detroit Pistons, looking to build on last season's breakthrough. Coach J.B. Bickerstaff said Cade Cunningham's leadership makes his job easier. And all that aside, Bickerstaff said their fierce style is key. Adding, win or lose, we win the fight.
Not a team to be taken lightly. Thanks a lot, Shams. Now here is Harris after the miss from Derek White. Harris kicks to Cunningham. Here's Duren. And Duren slams it in.
At 6'6", Cunningham is one of the taller point guards. It allows him to see the floor so well.
And so the timeout by Joe Mazzulla here. He's going to take a few moments here to check in with his team and regroup.
The Brady fans will get a feature.
a break in the action. Let's take a peek at the team's scoring leaders. Fifth on the list, the Celtics.
And how about the year they've had offensively? This is a team that can put points on the board.
First quarter of play and just over 3.5 minutes in. Tatum down low. Harris is there. And they get it. And he gets the whistle for the 3-second call.
And here's a look at the stats for Tatum. Just an incredible month of basketball. Averaging 25 points per, 8 rebounds, and 5 assists. They're loving how he's running the show here. His sensational passing really breathing life into their offense.
Yeah, I agree. The pieces fall into place when he is finding people. The offense looks visibly sharper.
Outside, Crowder. 3-pointers off the mark.
I love those kind of looks as a player. Plenty of space and peace of mind to launch. Rarely see him that open.
And it's going to take more than that to stop Tatum. A wing who can score in so many different ways.
Crowder feeling it out a bit. They're in high post. Shot clock at 6. And here's Harris from the arc. Nothing that time. He's 0 for 2. Pritchard up top, covered by Cunningham. Here's Tatum. And he uses the glass on the layup. Tatum's got 6.
Excellent job finishing on the inside. Tatum doesn't fear going in amongst the trees.
Down low, here's Harris. Good, and the assist goes to Cunningham. Cunningham's got 5 assists in the game. And here's Tatum. He'll bring it up for Boston. 4-point game. Their last encounter was in Detroit, where they were able to handle the Pistons.
And that last one came right down to the wire. The difference for me being the impact they got from their bench.
Down the stretch, the fresher team often makes the plays. That's the value of depth.
And it's White missing. Pistons leading by 4. Harris passes to LeVert. Cunningham against Pritchard. And the wide open shot from Crowder. And it's off from 3-point range. Pass to Pritchard. Tatum against Harris. Right side Tatum. And the basket for the 4th time from the field. He's a healthy 4 for 6.
And the defense just has no answers for him right now. With each made basket, the more his confidence continues to grow.
Back to Cunningham. Over Pritchard. And the Pistons getting another bucket right there.
And they're passing the ball very crisply here.
And so the timeout by Joe Mazzulla here. He made the decision to huddle up with his guys and talk about strategy.
Here we go, fans. Time to make some noise for Boston Celtics Entertainment.
Beasley's checked in for Sam Hauser. Here we are in November, and let's see how things are going out east in the early season. You take a look at the Pistons. They're in the upper part of the conference records right now, in 5th place. And, of course, there's Boston. They're down in 7th place.
And checking out Detroit, this hasn't been the breakout season, that many were predicting, but they're still very much in the hunt for a high postseason seed, and that will keep them focused here during the season's final stages.
Well, this is kind of where we expected them to be. They're a very good team, maybe even great, but they are still one level below the very top.
Hey, Greg, kind of a combo forward. Tatum at 6'8", more than capable of playing up at the power forward position.
And that's where he's mostly played the last few seasons, and his rebounding is more than just serviceable. Credit him for the strength he's added over his career.
Duren, no good. Boston's gone 0 of 2 from deep here. Tatum drives in. Cunningham against Pritchard. And there's the call. It's going to be an illegal screen.
Taking a look here at some stats for Cunningham. His last 10 games have been exceptional and ranked among the top 10 in scoring. He can fill it up with the best of them.
And his floor awareness is undeniable. As you pointed out, top 10 in assists. And he's great at drawing the defense and making the perfect pass in stride. Torrey Craig, he's checked in for Boston. And Fernie Simons comes in for Derek White. LeVert finds Cunningham. Harris outside. Back to Cunningham. Pass to Duren. The Pistons working the ball around now. And here's Harris from the arc. Kept alive. Here's LeVert. Duren with a screen on Simons. With 1 on the clock. And Duren slams it in.
And this is why you involve Duren in his in that set.
Craig with a screen on Harris. The deep three from Tatum. Can't drop the tough three-pointer. And so LeVert will bring it up for the Detroit Pistons. They lead by 4. Defeated by the Pacers in their last game, they'll try to put that one behind them.
Yeah, I mean, on the road, their defense was just overrun. Couldn't match the intensity of the opponent, and it cost them.
Well, that's the big challenge. Teams tend to feel more comfortable at home for sure, so you have to find a way to disrupt their rhythm. That just didn't happen in this one.
Here is Cunningham following the bucket by the Celtics. Here's Harris. Great D that time from Tatum.
Nothing going his way this quarter offensively. Time to recalibrate.
The shot's good from Simons.
And that's 10 straight points in the paint. The defense, nowhere to be found.
To the inside. Here's Duren. And Duren slams it in.
And what's great about Duren's production is it's consistent and he plays to his strength.
Simons against LeVert. Tatum, that's for 2. Again, the Celtics good for 2.
He is totally locked in offensively and doing everything he can to bring his team back.
Pass to LeVert. Here's Cunningham. 20 points for him last game against Indiana. Oh, that's blocked. Pritchard passes to Tatum. Fouled in the act of shooting. Gets the bucket anyway, so a 3-point play chance for him.
Yeah, you got to really do a better job on Tatum once he gets on the way up. Excellent at fighting his way through the defense there and still able to convert.
The Celtics making a switch here. Boucher is checked in. And then for Detroit, Holland, he's checked in for Tobias Harris. Robinson is subbed in for Jay Crowder. And it's tied up with that one.
And it's the attention to detail that sets Tatum apart from most players in our league.
LeVert kicks to Cunningham. To the middle. Here's Duren. And Duren slams it in.
Just no chance there for the defense. Major size disadvantage. He's got no business trying to stop that slam. Just get out of the way.
Now here's Tatum. He's coming off a 37-point game against Orlando.
And also, he was very disruptive defensively. 4 steals on the night.
Here's Cunningham. Jason Tatum picking up that last basket. Robinson passes to LeVert. Now, here's Cunningham. Shoots over Simons. Here's Duren. And Duren slams it in.
That is a product of pure effort, guys.
I agree, and that's nothing new coming from him, GA. He loves going to work on the rebounding, going to work on the board.
And he showed you great timing as well. Offensive rebounding, one of his specialties.
The Pistons leading. LeVert the pass to Cunningham. Outside Robinson. The Pistons need to get off a shot here. No good from outside.
Well defended that time. He's a shooter that the D has to close down on quickly when he's ready to pull the trigger.
Detroit's gone a meager 1 of 6 from three-point land since we got started tonight. Back to LeVert. Duran sets the screen for LeVert. And the layup is good after a nice lead pass. Now it's a 4-point Piston lead.
I mean, the number of points they've scored in the paint already here is eye-opening.
Jalen Duran has been leading the charge for the Detroit Pistons. What an amazing quarter. There was absolutely no stopping him. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. And if you're just joining us, we've played through one quarter in this one. And some stats here, guys. The scoring breakdown for the Pistons.
So far, they've moved the ball well, leading to open, high-percentage looks. Lots of assists in this one.
And you can't overlook what they've done in the paint as well. A huge part of their success in this one.
And Detroit, looking at who they've got. Shake Milton is out there with Marcus Sasser. Then there's Howland. Then there's Paul Reed, and it's Robinson in at the 3 slot. And now Allie LaForce says something for us from the sideline.
Thanks. Well, the Celtics have a great 1-2 punch with Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum. Tatum said, JB always starts the game really aggressive. I'm a naturally laid-back guy. I kind of see things out first, and then I can essentially take over when I need to. We have found that balance. Back to you, Kevin.
A dangerous duo for sure. All right, Allie, we appreciate the report. Now, here is Robinson. Pass to Milton. Read a screen. Oh, and there's the alley-oop. Throws down the alley-oop slam.
And this is right around the time when one team might start to pull away.
And one thing about this league we know, momentum can change in an instant.
Now here's White. 17 points for him last game against Orlando.
And he promoted team chemistry. That's how you do it, by moving the ball.
And the Pistons with possession here. After the miss from Derek White. Simons against Robinson. Reed. And the dunk by Reed.
Oh, taking it to the rack with power.
Hammering down the two-hand slam. Pass to Boucher. Now Simons. And here is Craig. Boucher with a screen on Milton. And it's White missing.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
And Robinson wide open. He shoots. And Detroit again with the bucket.
Oh, great ball movement there.
Now, here's Simon. To the paint. He's looking for Boucher and finds him.
Yes, Simon's showing you how crafty he can be in the pick and roll. Really selfless play right there.
Pistons leading by 10. And so the timeout here by J.B. Bickerstaff. He's going to have a discussion on the sideline.
Give them a dance, thanks everyone watching.
He's checked in for the Celtics. And a different look here for the Pistons. Bol, he's checked in for Paul Reed. Harris comes in for Holland. Crowder, he's checked in for Shake Milton. And Cade Cunningham subbed in for Marcus Sasser. Cunningham finds Crowder. And too much time in the lane, they get called for the 3-second violation. You know, Greg, a lot of the best scorers do what's called hunting, looking to create contact with the defender that they've zeroed in on.
Yeah, and that can be a legitimate technique to really negate a shot blocker. But when the offensive player basically initiates all the contact, we could do without some of those cheap foul calls against the defenders.
6 to shoot. The Celtics need to get a shot off. And it's White missing.
And with the success they've had rebounding the basketball, they're right where you'd expect them to be, firmly in the driver's seat.
Cunningham looking around. Outside Crowder from past the arc. Again, the miss by the Pistons. Celtics trail by 10. For 3, Beasley. That's a no-go, and he's still looking for his first bucket after 2 shots. Outside Robinson. Crowder, a screen on Simons. Here's Cunningham, and Cunningham with the slam.
Playing above the rim. That's an aggressive move by Cunningham.
The Celtics have gone 1 of 6 from the field in the second quarter. It's been a rough period so far. White finds Simons. Craig with a screen on Cunningham. And play stops. Whistle on what looks to be an illegal screen.
Beyond the lean, you can see his feet more set on that screen. Easy call.
Also, the ball handler needs to wait until the screener's feet are set.
Looking at who's out there now for the Celtics. Chris Boucher comes in for Torrey Craig. And it's Pritchard in for Anfernee Simons. Jalen Duren, he's checked in for Detroit.
And you can see the defender's afraid to kind of get in his way a lot of times when he's on his way to the basket. But on that one, they were there.
Tatum, no good.
Well, the defense was solid right there, but that's just a missed opportunity at the rim.
Cunningham passes to Duren. Harris kicks to Cunningham. And they double up Cunningham. Again, the miss by the Pistons.
He typically dominates that area of the floor. It just didn't drop.
You know, Tim, one thing you hear about Cade Cunningham is his leadership skill.
Yeah, Kevin, he is very mature and unselfish. While this team definitely revolves around his play, he doesn't make it all about himself. And that is the difference.
Here's Cunningham. Following the basket by Derek White.
Well, Cunningham is confident running these sets. He just knows how to break down the defense.
Celtics trail by 12. Pass to Pritchard. Back to Tatum. Tatum gets it inside.
Well, he's certainly not the reason they're down. If they're going to grab the lead here, more guys are going to have to step up.
Here's Cunningham. Drops it in from 14 feet away. Cunningham's got the lead up to 12 now for the Pistons.
Well, he's raising the stakes here in the second quarter and being more efficient in the process.
Beasley for 3. Detroit with the rebound. Duren's got 5 rebounds tonight. Harris finds Duren. Great D that time from Tatum. Boston's got nothing but zeros from long range in the second quarter. 0 of 4. Fires from deep. From anywhere. Anytime. Tatum.
This is why Tatum is a volume three-point shooter, because he knows how accurate he can be.
And so the timeout here by J.B. Bickerstaff. Coach needs a moment to talk things over. Changes for Boston. Cade is checked in, and Sam Hauser subbed in for Malik Beasley. And the Pistons making a change here as well. LeVert's checked in for Robinson. And so it's Cunningham. He'll bring it up for Detroit. They've held a 12-point lead earlier. They'll be hosting Orlando for the next one. That game will be a quick pit stop before hitting the road again.
He powers through. Size and skill. That is a tough tandem to contend with.
Yeah, that's 2 straight three-pointers they've allowed.
Pass to Cunningham. Inside, Duren, and Duren slams it in.
Just a fantastic decision maker. Cunningham giving it up in that two-man set.
Tatum against Harris. Bounce pass from Tatum. Three-pointer, Simon.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
Well, if Tobias Harris sees a lane to the rim, he is going to exploit it.
Celtics trail by 12. Outside Tatum. And he overdid it there. Too much force, it looked like, on the foul, and he's called for the flagrant.
Boy, a very hard foul that time, and the officials had to slap him with the flagrant. I mean, you can't let him get away with that kind of contact.
Yeah, gee, that's an easy call for the officials to make when there's that much contact. The league is really cracking down on those sort of plays. The first one falls. And you think of the different styles of play. Tim, is there one that you prefer watching?
I personally like variety, Kevin. I like certainly three-point shooting. That's how I made my living. But I also want to see post play. And I want to see teams that also can beat you with isolation sets as well. I think those are the toughest teams to defend. They can hit you from any area.
They sure can. Pass to Simon. Back to Pritchard. Off target from three-point range. Pistons leading by 10. Harris outside. Outside Crowder. And a wide-open look for Cunningham. Again, the Pistons score.
And he is a guy who typically needs the ball in his hands, so it's good to see Cunningham as a catch-and-shoot option.
And here's Tatum for three. Rebound by the Pistons. Duren's got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. It's LeVert with the drive. A shot goes in. First shot, first basket.
And I need to see some more assertiveness out of these defenders.
Pass to Queta. And it's blocked.
Yeah, going straight up with those long arms. Duran flat out, a brick wall around the rim.
Cunningham's shot is off. Celtics trail by 14. Outside Tatum from downtown. LeVert grabs the miss. LeVert's got his 5th rebound in this one. Basket is good. The assist from Harris. LeVert's got his 2nd bucket tonight.
Nice pass there to set that basket up.
Boston shooting just 29% in the 2nd quarter. The offense is suffering. Here's Tatum. Whoa! Unreal!
I'll tell you what, don't sleep on Tatum. He has some ups. And I love seeing him trying to electrify the crowd.
And another look at that last play with the AT&T Connected Cam. Pistons leading by 14. The pass to Harris. LeVert kicks to Cunningham. Over Pritchard. Cunningham's shot is off. Celtics shooting pretty well at 46% from the floor. Pass to Queta. Oh, he blocked it and deflects off the backboard. LeVert with it. And Simons picks him up defensively. Here's Harris. The rebound by Queta.
Just not there from a rhythm standpoint right now. It's really eluding him.
Now Pritchard. Outside Tatum. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. It's going to be on Cade Cunningham.
Nice job by Tatum inside. Very assertive. He's fantastic at putting the pressure on the D and consistently getting to the line.
And that one falls for Tatum. He hits both from the stripe.
And working, Kevin, themselves to the line here in the 2nd. A nice way to get your offense going.
3-second difference between shot clock and game clock. Now, here's Duran. He's got 24. And again, it's the Pistons missing. Tatum passes to Pritchard. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. Boston shooting their 6th and 7th free throw attempts tonight.
At the line, Peyton Pritchard. At the line for 2 shots.
Shoot 2.
And the first one at the line is good. All free throws good from Pritchard.
And one of the responsibilities with being a great player is making free throws.
And so it's the Detroit Pistons going into the break with a 10-point lead. They're pounding the ball inside, and that's where they've gotten their best production tonight. Back right after this.
Welcome, everybody. The story at the half could be summed up as a dominating performance for the Detroit Pistons.
They've made it fun to watch. Some of the best players in the world doing what they do best, Ernie.
Yeah, when everything clicks, it can be the most beautiful game on earth. 5 guys with one mission. And now, unfortunately, we have to talk about injuries. This team not at full strength.
And with JB sideline, hate to say it, but they're missing a key piece in their offensive puzzle. You know, terrific on the drive. His jumper is better than yours, Kenny.
He does have a nice jumper. Better than mine? I don't know about that.
They're just going to miss him.
Thanks for spending halftime with us. Time to get it back out to Kevin Harlan for the start of the third quarter.
And for those of you just tuning in, thanks for being with us. The second half of this game still to play. You know, guys, Jason Tatum has really been making it happen.
Yeah, and through the first 2 quarters, he has been the offense for this team.
Well, and I expect they're going to continue to lean on him as we continue in this game. Why not? The way he's playing right now offensively.
And so it's Cunningham with it. He brings it up for Detroit. At one point, they led by 16. Out on the block, it's Tatum with Tatum. Pritchard and White are they're gone. And it's Hauser in at the 3 spot. That's the Boston 5. And Duran slams it in.
Oh, whoa. That is just nasty right there by Duran.
What a great look here at this tremendous move from our AT&T Connected Cam point of view. You know, Greg, after struggling with injuries to start his NBA career, Cade Cunningham is figuring it out.
And the former number 1 overall pick in 21. Last season, his first All-Star appearance, and he's only getting started.
Now we'll hear from Allie LaForce, and she's got a story for us. An update. Allie?
Thanks, guys. Derek White is an impact player, but is he a star in this league? White said, "I'm not into labels. I just know whatever the team needs, I'm ready to do it." And what does this team want from him? He said, "Be aggressive, don't defer." And hearing that from great players just gives you confidence. Kevin, back to you.
Truly an impact player. Thank you, Allie.
Well, you know Jason Tatum can score, and that's exactly what he's done thus far. Oh, inflicting some punishment with the 2-hand flush.
They're going for the throat. Beyond the arc. They grab their own miss. Here's Hauser, and the 3-ball is good. Hauser's got his first 3 points of the game.
That's a breakdown defensively. He is far too good of a shooter to leave that wide open.
White against LeVert. Here's Cunningham. That's good. And it's LeVert with the assist. LeVert's got 6 assists here tonight.
And the crisp passing has opened things up for them offensively.
Pritchard passes to Tatum. Lets the 3 fly. Duran pulls it in. Duran's got rebound number 8 here tonight in the game. Harris, good.
Well, that's the thing about Tobias Harris. You think of him as a high-volume 3-point shooter, but historically, he actually takes a lot more twos.
Back to Tatum. And the 3 off target.
Not really his best quarter as far as scoring. Let's see if he can eventually get back on track.
Cunningham. Rebounded by Hauser. Celtics trail by 15. Tatum finds Pritchard. Right around 3 minutes into the second half. Here's Tatum. Rebound, Detroit. Harris has got his 6th rebound on the night.
Well, it's not only been a rough quarter for him, but he's actually had a negative impact on his team's overall performance.
Austin's gone 1 of 4 in 3-point shots here in the third. Pritchard passes to White. Tatum setting the pick for White. No good on the triple.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
Harris kicks to Cunningham. Duran with the screen on Pritchard. And Duran Duran slams it in.
That's a great look. His teammate was on the move, but he put it right where it needed to be.
Here's Tatum. And now he jams it right over Tobias Harris. Wow!
And Tatum doesn't get distracted easily, even when you get physical with it.
Harris inside, guarded by Tatum. Moving it up, and Duran slams it in.
Well, there you go. One team operating on all cylinders at both ends. Steals, fast break buckets, and the other team in scramble mode.
Pass to Hauser. Outside, White. A three ball. Rebounded by the Pistons. Harris inside. Tatum on him. And the basket by Harris.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Outside, White. Tatum deciding where to go with it. Back to White. Just 5 on the clock. Outside, Tatum. Lets it go from deep. LeVert grabs the miss. LeVert's got his 7th rebound here tonight.
Well, he was able to sink a triple back in the first half, but he has yet to connect here after the break.
And it does a world of good for them to have Harris getting busy inside. Gives them that inside-out edge they're looking for.
And so the timeout by Joe Mazzulla here. He's going to make some adjustments to the game plan.
For Celtics Entertainment.
And let's check out a group of shooting guards that have been doing some dirty work inside lately, averaging the most rebounds per game at their position over the last 10 games. Derek White, 3rd.
And these are sort of your do-it-all guys. I mean, even if rebounding isn't necessarily a priority for shooting guards, it's still something that helps your team get wins.
Well, when you have that kind of sacrifice and effort from your 2-guard, it makes a big difference. These guys help their teams win the 50-50 battles.
And a big lead for them on both the scoreboard and the backboard thus far.
Here's Harris. Rebounded by Tatum. Celtics trail by 21. To the middle. Stolen by LeVert. Pass to Harris. Down low. Here's Duran. And Duran slams it in.
And Harris has been sneaky as a playmaker. Those assist numbers have really crept up.
Here's Pritchard. Now Tatum. They need this one. Takes it off the glass. Tatum's got 36.
Well, his production is not in question now if he could just get his teammates involved.
The kick out to Crowder. Foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. That one on Harris. So, Tim, you ended your NBA career a little bit early because of knee problems, and at 34, you made the transition to broadcasting and have excelled so much. What has that journey been like?
Well, certainly, Kevin, I wish I could have played another handful of years, but you're right. The knee injury forced me into this line of work, and I'm blessed and grateful because I can stay connected to the game. I get to watch it every night with a front row seat, and hopefully I get to make people a little bit smarter about what they're watching.
Oh, you do, believe me, you definitely do. Torrey Craig, he's checked in for Boston. Malik Beasley comes in for Sam Hauser. And the Pistons making a change here as well. Duncan Robinson, he's checked in for Cade Cunningham. He hits the second from the line. Pistons leading by 20. LeVert the pass to Robinson. Harris outside. Five on the clock. LeVert in the corner. Over Pritchard. And it's LeVert missing.
Well, he's certainly more than capable of hitting that shot, but somehow, even with no defense, he came away empty.
And White kicks to Beasley. Plenty of room to knock down the shot.
Well, that's a tough matchup because he's skilled and relentless.
On the wing, Harris. Pass to Crowder. Crowder sets a screen for LeVert. Lays it up and banks it in. LeVert's got his third bucket of the night.
Just no resistance on the inside. That's their fifth consecutive make in the paint.
Tatum on the wing. Guarded by Harris. Shoots off the step back. And the shot falls short this time. And so LeVert will bring it up for the Pistons. Earlier they held a 23-point lead. And Tatum pulls it down. Tatum's got his fourth rebound in this one. Pass to Pritchard. Doesn't go that time. Great D that time from LeVert. To the middle. Here's Duran. Banked in off the glass. Duran's got 38 points.
Well, just keep feeding him. He has been lights out.
Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively for sure.
Now, Craig, still yet to score. Tatum, no good.
And he has been ice cold from beyond the arc here since halftime, and he continues yet to fire away. He has got to tone it down if he wants to help his team.
Robinson, that's good.
Nicely done. They continue to attack inside, and that's 10 points in a row in the paint.
Tim, what a ride it's been for sharpshooter Duncan Robinson.
Well, there is no doubt about it, Kevin. He's the only player ever to take part in both a men's Division III and Division I championship game. Then, after going undrafted, he goes on to start in the NBA Finals. He has really come a long way.
Changes here for the Celtics. Chris Boucher's checked in for Jason Tatum. Chris Duarte comes in for Derek White. And it's Simons in for Pritchard. Howland, he's checked in for the Pistons. Marcus Sasser comes in for Crowder. Beasley outside. Out to the right wing. A wide open look here for Craig. Hits the three-point bomb. Craig's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. LeVert finds Sasser. And there's the foul. It's on Torrey Craig. That's foul number 2 for him. Celtics making a switch here. Highland's checked in. Bowl, he's checked in for the Pistons. Cunningham comes in for Karis LeVert. Here is Cunningham. He's got 10.
Hey, yo, right here.
Pass to Sasser. Just 5 to shoot. To the paint. Here's Beasley. The lead pass was put in just the right spot. Beasley's got his second bucket of the night.
And that's exactly what they're going for on that shot.
1:21 left to play in the third. Here's Holland. Craig defending. Pass to Sasser. Shoots over Simon. Detroit, no good that time either. Celtics trail by 19. Beasley with it. A look at his stats. He averages a bit over 8 points a game. And here's Boucher. Now here's Simon. Launches it. And Bull pulls it down. Pass to Holland. And some very quick points for him on that possession. Holland's got his second basket of the game.
Love that look there, locating his teammate and creating an easy basket.
Simons surveying the D. Highland against Cunningham. Three-pointer. Highland misses. Here's Robinson. He's playing a pretty big role for him at the offensive end, averaging about 12.5 points a game.
Another good play. This is how they built the lead, calling on the right guys at the right time.
Well, they are making something very difficult look simple right now.
Jalen Duren has been leading the charge for Detroit. His performance that quarter has earned him a double-double. Seems like he's been everywhere in this game. Back to the action in just a minute. And with the fourth quarter upon us, time is running out for this game to become competitive. The Celtics shooting a mediocre 41% in this one. On the court for the Pistons, Marcus Sasser is out there with Cunningham. Then it's Robinson. Then there's Holland. And it's Bull in at the center position. Here's Holland, covered by Beasley. Cunningham dishes it to Robinson. Pass to Sasser. Screen by Bull. Inside. And stolen by Simon. Beasley, the pass to Craig. And here's Boucher. Off target from outside. Now Sasser. And here is Robinson. Light covering. Down low. Here's Bull. Good, and the assist goes to Robinson. Robinson's got 4 assists in the game.
And really keeping the ball hopping around here offensively.
White, bounce pass. Outside, Simons. Inside, Boucher. And the dunk by Boucher.
And he might be small for a center, but boy, can he jump out of the building.
Pass to Holland. And with the most recent collective bargaining agreement, Tim, teams have felt the pinch of those new luxury tax and apron penalties.
Yeah, and the goal of those being put in place was to have more top-tier talent equally spread out around the league. And as you've seen, there's been some tough decisions already. Some teams have had to trade away some of their stars just to make the math work.
And sometimes it's hard to make that math work. There's so many moving parts.
And as a result, it's more important to be able to structure out your supporting cast than ever before. Well, unfortunately, his poor shooting is not helping their case here.
The Celtics have gone 1 of 5 from the field here in the fourth. A lot of misses, just the one make. Three-pointer, Simon. Detroit with the rebound. Bulls got 4 rebounds in this game. Cunningham on the wing. Pass to Sasser. Bull, a screen on Simon. 6 on the shot clock. And the dunk by Bull.
That's just too easy for Bull. Once he gets the right position, his focus there is on the finish.
They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
Three-pointer, Simon. Boston again missing.
Well, if you take low percentage shots, you are going to have difficulties making them.
Outside for Robinson. Here's Holland. A three-pointer, no good.
Great job on the closeout and taking away space against a good shooter.
Pass to Craig. And they call an illegal screen here.
That's only the first turnover, guys. He's been safe as an option for them at the offensive end.
Now a timeout called by Detroit.
Big round of applause for your Celtics Houston team.
Checked in for Torrey Craig. Duran, he's checked in for the Pistons.
Boston, put your hands together. Once again, they are Celtics Entertainment.
The Pistons have gone 2 for 5 on field goal attempts in the fourth quarter. Here's Sasser, covered by Simons. Duran with the screen on Simons. They get the rebound, and Duran slams it in.
Nice job cleaning some space out under the boards and setting himself up there for the putback.
And not just any old putback, Clark, but a big, big follow. Right side, Simons. Looking to get back on track here, and it's good on the layup.
And Simon's showing you a lot of toughness right there. He got inside, did not shy away from the contact, and was able to get it done.
Pass to Holland. Now Robinson, covered by Beasley for 3. Rebounded by Tatum. Boston's gone ice cold from three-point land, 0-4 since the start of the final quarter. Outside, Simons. Got a hand on it.
And with reaction time like that, it is tough to get shots over Duran. Just hasn't been his night so far, and if he's unable to find his rhythm, this might be a long night for them.
Pass to Robinson. Here's Sasser, covered by Simons. Here's Duran. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
Second.
Jalen Duren is certainly a force, Tim, in this NBA. He's a nightly double-double.
Shooting for
Well, he looks like a bouncer at a nightclub, but you forget how young this guy is. If he keeps improving like this, Kevin, he has a chance to be one of the premier bigs in this league.
I was going to say the same thing about you, but I'll call you a Greek god as opposed to a bouncer in a bar. How's that?
I much prefer the Greek god description.
And he makes the first. There are some who will say, GA, there are too many threes being taken in today's NBA. What are your thoughts on that?
Hey, if we're cutting back on something, how about free throws? The three-point shootout is arguably the best part of All-Star Saturday, but nobody wants to watch a free throw contest.
So he gets them both.
And what I like about Jalen Duren, it's not only is he tough, he's also smart and he has a great feel for the game. He will be an anchor in the middle for a long time to come.
LeVert against Simon. Shoots over LeVert. And it's Simon's missing. And it's Harris with the ball for the Pistons. Here in the fourth, they've allowed just 4 points. Duren the pass to Crowder. Now here is Harris. He's covered by Pritchard. Cunningham for three. Rebound Boston. Simon's on the wing. Sinks the three-pointer.
And that's his second three-pointer tonight.
For Detroit, they've gotten only 3 of their 9 field goal attempts to go down since the end of the third. Pretty cold down the stretch. Now, here's Cunningham. Right side Crowder. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline.
Not his best game, but they're still getting it done collectively.
Tatum kicks to White. Boucher sets a screen for Pritchard. Back to White. From deep. It's Cunningham with the rebound. Cunningham's got 5 rebounds tonight. Pass to LeVert. Fires for 3. Rebounded by the Celtics. Tatum's got his 8th rebound here tonight. Here's Pritchard. Back to Tatum. And you look at the G League's impact on player development, Greg, it's become very significant.
And I think the two-way contract was a great addition as well, allowing players to contribute with the big league team while also developing in the G League. What a great combination.
And here we go. White dishes to Tatum. Nice shot from the wing. Tatum's got 39.
That's what makes Tatum so dangerous. Offensively, he doesn't need the ball in his hands to be effective.
Cunningham against Pritchard. 9 feet out. Here's Duren. And there's the bucket. Stay with it on the offensive glass, getting it done. Duren's got 6 points in the quarter. They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
Harris against Tatum. Pass to White. Back to Tatum. Off the mark there with the three-point shot.
Well, his three-pointer just hasn't been there in the second half.
Pritchard with a wide-open look. Good, and it's Tatum picking up the assist.
And perimeter scoring, I have to imagine it was a topic of discussion at halftime.
Well, they certainly have the shooters to do it. It's just about finding that rhythm.
And he can make some jaw-dropping plays. Cunningham loves to get to the 10 and finish with authority.
And we've got a timeout from Joe Mazzulla. It's a chance for them to regroup and refocus. moment for our presentation of our player of the game, Jalen Duren.
Man, his performance has been a jaw-dropper. He must have been feeling great coming into the building tonight, because once he hit the court, it was all working for him. He was in a zone.
Without his heroics here tonight, this could have been a second straight loss for them. But he was sensational, and instead of a losing streak, he may have them headed in the opposite direction now. So it's the Celtics now. Outside, White. Tatum down low. Holland with the rebound. Pistons leading by 23. Pass to Sasser. Tim, the NBA is always changing, but any predictions for the league that you kind of feel we're going to see around the corner?
Yeah, Kevin, I just think the influx and the impact of international players is going to be even stronger going forward. I think a lot of guys have seen the success that those players have had in the NBA, and hopefully it inspires even more great players internationally to want to play this great game.
And for a short time you played overseas, you saw a lot of them firsthand.
I sure did, and I was in France well before the French influx really hit this league, but I knew then that was the goal.
Sasser finds Robinson. There's the triple. Rebound by the Celtics. Kata's got 8 rebounds in this game. Outside, Tatum. Shoots the 3. And down it goes, jamming that one home.
And one team is just completely outclassing the other tonight. Spirited performance, and it really ignited what is turning out to be a monster win here for the Pistons.
As one-sided as it gets today, you know, there were some dominant moments in about every facet of this game for that team.
Yeah, I mean, Kevin, it's hard to think of what didn't go right for them. Game planning by the coaches, execution by the players, everything was just on target.
And so that moves their record to 11 wins on the year.
And so they're able to even up the season series at a game apiece with one left to play, exacting a little revenge and really saving face. They did not want to go down 2-0.
And we watched one guy all night long, guys, and looking at the stats just confirms what a dominant game he had. What a night tonight it was for Jalen Duren.
He was really an intimidator out there. His shot blocking was incredible.
Looking to end his cold spell. And it's White missing. And the Pistons with possession here. Pass to Holland. Outside, Robinson. To the inside. Holland, no good. Pritchard with the ball. And so it's the Pistons taking care of business here. And this is their first win of the group stage after losing their first 2 games.
And as it stands, it's going to be difficult for them to make it into the next round of the NBA Cup, but at least this still counts for a regular season win.
And that about wraps it up. For Tim Legler, Greg Anthony, and Allie LaForce, I'm Kevin Harlan. This is the NBA on 2K Sports. But first, let's reveal our player of the game, Jalen Duren.
Break these boys off, I'm a 20-inch crawler, bust a